Alright, so good day everyone. So today we are going to move on to our new lesson, which is about Day of the Dead, a Jewish celebration of death. So as you can see from the poster, in this lesson we are going to learn something special about Mexico, especially their Day of the Dead. But before we get into know their culture, we'd like to think about what might be some festivals or some dates that are similar to this one. 中元, right? 中元 festival, right? The Ghost Festival. And what else? Halloween. Halloween is Taiwanese culture. The Eastern also the, what else? Qingming, right? Qingming, like Team Sweeping Day, alright? And actually here in Taichung, we have some special celebration for the Dead of Day. Have you ever been to one of these places? Yeah, 清水 or Sarai. So especially here in Taichung, we have some special cultures about the Ghost Festival. We will have something like this. So if you see these pictures, what might be the words you will use to describe these photos? Delicious. Alright, so delicious food. And what else? Celebration, alright? Dinner, okay? So I'd like you to scan the QR code we have here. You are going to tell me your answers on the website. And you are going to type 3 keywords for the pictures. One has to be the verb, another one has to be noun, and the other has to be adjective. So 3 different kinds of words: verb, adjective, and nouns. Okay? Oh, bless you. You can also go to the website medi.com and type the code. Yeah, here. You can type the number. And you can also go to medi.com, the website, and type the number there. Okay. 3 words. 1 adjective, another verb, and the other noun. So 3 different words. Why? Huh? So you have to type, but you have to join. Yeah, that's the right one. Yeah, you can, do this one again, menti.com. So I think maybe you should type just menti.com only, and then there will a place for you to type the numbers over there. So I'll give you one more minute to think about. So you have to type 3 different kinds of words, including a noun, a verb, and an adjective. So when you think about the Ghost Festival, most of you think about delicious, eat, and food, yummy. Which one? Pray, pray, pray. Pray to the God for something, pray. One is P-R-E-Y, pray. It's pray, P-R-A-Y. Yeah. That's the word you just memorized. Alright, so delicious, yummy, eat, food. Yeah, maybe the key will be pray, right? Or celebrate for the verb. Food. Any other noun you could think of? Greasy. Pray. With a lot of oil. Okay, delicacy, just like food. Alright? So we could move on to the next question. So if you are thinking about the Ghost Festival, what might be the words you would like to use to describe this? This one. So what are the words you can use to introduce the Ghost Festival? Again, one verb, one adjective, and one noun. Ghost Festival. Horror. Yeah, verb, noun, and adjective. Ghost. Respect. So here, one more minute. Scary. You feel afraid. Yeah, an adjective. Pray. So who might be the prey? Ray, why? Ray. You mean the light, Ray. Is that? I think you would like to type scary, right? S-C. And also. Any other words you could think of? Many cookies, why? Worship, I like pray. Okay, 30 seconds. Hurry up. Banquet. Dead people. Robbing orphans. I don't. So that's why you cannot use Google Translate. I don't think we'll be robbing orphans. Any other words? Alright, so perhaps jack-o'-lanterns. Do we also jack-o'-lanterns in Taiwan? It's weird. Summer vacation. Where? Oh, summer vacation, B-A, not vacation. Vacation, B-A-C-A-T-I-O-N. Vacation. Alright, so perhaps here are some of the words you are going to, perhaps you will know when you are when you would like to describe the Ghost Festival. And do you think people in Mexico will also use the words to describe the Day of the Dead? Do you think so? Or do you think we have similar festivals? No? Really? Okay, so perhaps we could take a look and find out. Alright, so firstly, before we get into the lesson today, I would like you to think about, here are 5 sentences I selected from the article. So, if you are going to sequence those sentences, which means you are going to put the sentence in the right order, from the beginning to the end, which sentence should be the first one? A, B, C, D, or E? A, why? It is a question, so why do we put the question in the beginning? Yeah, to inspire your readers, right? To make your readers interested in what it's going to be like for your writing. Alright, so if A is the first one, which one do you think is the last one? Yeah. The sentence in the last paragraph. It should be B, C, D, or E. D. For the last one, it should be like a ending, right? A conclusion, like a concluding remark. B, C, D, E, which one? And also in the end, usually will tell you the importance of the festival, right? So which one might be the importance of the festival? F, where's that? Which one? B, C, D, or E? E, right? So it's kind of annual national event for like living hosts and non-living guests, right? So A is the first one and E is the last one. Then, if you are going to put B, C, D in the right order, which one should be the second sentence? I don't know. Why is B? Can you tell me the reason? Then perhaps you'll get 0 anyway. So which one? Yeah, think about if you are going to introduce a festival, you will introduce it from the beginning to the end, right? So time will play a role in the sequence, right? So which sentence shows the time which is earlier? B. Yeah, which part? Yeah, century ago, right? Especially this part have originated centuries ago. Then B is the second one. Which one might be number 3? C or D? Really? Why? D or C? C, D or DC? Think about it. Yeah, so if you want to introduce it, right? So you'll start from something bigger or something smaller. Bigger, right? And then something smaller. So C and D, which one is more general? Huh? C. Why? Yeah, so here D is just like the details for C, right? So the sequence should be A, B, C, D, E, right? So that's the right order, okay? Right? So now you could take out a textbook or you can read the words here on the slide. So this is the first paragraph. So I give you 3 minutes to read the first paragraph and please tell me the answer to the question, what do people think about death? Okay, what do people think about death? You have 3 minutes. Yeah, you can read your book or you can also see the words, read the word on the slide. minutes. So what do people think about death? Here, the same. And where's the book? You can also read the words there. I don't know. Maybe people somewhere. Invisible. I think Gary just asked a very good question. He said, what do people think about death? So which group of people? So in this paragraph, how many groups are mentioned? 2. Huh? Are you sure? So we had 2 different kinds of feelings, right, about death. So what is the first kind of feeling we have here? Usually, just like for you, if you think about death or if you think about ghosts, how do you feel? Happy! You will feel heaven. I don't think ghosts will be living on heaven. So you will feel what? Excited! Really? For ghosts, you will feel what? So how do people normally feel or usually feel about death or ghosts? Especially ghosts. They feel scared, right? We have key sentence here. The idea may scare you to death, right? Or at least make your hair stand on end. But for people in Mexico, how do they feel? They feel the joy, right, and humor, right? So which means they feel happy, right? And they feel something quite funny or just like a lot of fun. All right? What do you mean by that? Okay. And here we have 2 sentences here. One is, this idea may scare you to death. At least make your hair stand on end. Which one shows it is more horrible? Scare you to death. Make your hair stand on end. So which one is more severe, more serious? Huh? But what is about death? But here, well, at least here. Yeah, so which one is more serious? Yeah, scare you to death, right? So, before we end this paragraph, would you like to tell me again, how does the author start the first paragraph? Yeah, they use a question, right? So do you think using a question to start your paragraph would be a good way for you to write? Yeah, could make your reader feel more interested, right? So after you use a question to attract your readers about the article, and then we'll move on to the next one, right? So now I would like you to, okay, we finish all the questions here, okay? Also, I'll give another 3 minutes, and please read the second paragraph. And please tell me, who do they celebrate with on the day? Who? Yeah, I'm sorry. So you can also read the passage your textbook as well. You can read the words here, or you could read your textbook. But here, you have to read the whole passage. I cannot select the keywords. Yeah. 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Okay, 1 more minute. So please think about who do they celebrate the day with. So who might participate in the event on the day. All right, so could you find the answer here? So who do they celebrate the day with? Living family members where? So here, right? So living family members. But besides the living family members, who will also participate on this day? Also the dead people, right? Do they also participate in the event? Invisible people. Yeah, just like ghosts, right? And how long will the celebration last? How many days or how many hours or how long? How much time? 2 days. So what is the difference between the 2 days? On the first day, there will be the day or the time for deceased children. And on the second day, there might be the time for the adults, right? So perhaps you could see the words here, right? Deceased and departed. These 2 words. What does those 2 words mean? Yeah, some dead, right? So you can use the word deceased or departed, like the word dead, all right? Yeah, departed, also someone who has left, right? Okay. Okay. Then, before we end the paragraph here, I would like you to focus on the sentence here. It says, they purchase necessary items and foods in local markets. So think about people in Mexico. What will they prepare? Towels. I think towels will be people here in Taiwan, right? I think about people in Mexico. Huh? So also the food, right? So perhaps some famous food, some local food in Mexico, right? And what else? Pumpkins. We have pumpkins in Mexico, Or how about some items? What might be the items they prepare? Skeletons or skulls? Bones. Whose bones? Your bones? Or animals' bones? Or what kind of bones, right? So they will dig them out. I don't know, right? So I think you answer all the question here as well. So we'll move on to the third paragraph again. So also you have 3 minutes. So please tell me some more details about the day, all right? So what do they do to celebrate? Okay, you also have 3 minutes. Okay, 1 more minute. Alright, so can you tell me what do they do to celebrate on the day? So perhaps you'll focus on some of the verbs, right? So what might be the first verb you have to highlight? Assemble, right? So what does assemble mean? Put something together, right? So do you know altars? The table to put things for invisible people, and sometimes will also be the things for the gods, right? Yeah, so perhaps. And what might be the second verb you can focus? Place. So they will put their photos, right? And whose photos? Your photos? Their ancestors, so which means the photos of those who passed away, right? Or who died, all right? And what else? Tattoos. So where do they go? Cemetery. So what is a cemetery? So a cemetery will be a place for living people or dead people. Dead people, right? So when you pass away, you'll be buried in the cemetery, right? Or in the graveyard, or in the grave. And what else? Decorate. So what will they decorate? The graves, right? So they will decorate the graves. Light a candle. Alright? And then on this day, how do they feel? Cheerful and merry, yeah? So cheerful and merry. Merry means what? You say Merry Christmas, so which means happy, right? So they will feel cheerful and happy. So on Qingming Festival, do you feel happy?
Yes.
Really? Because a day off, right? Right? And think about cheerful and merry. They feast with the sacred souls and pray till dawn. Cheerful and merry. Cheerful and merry. Who are cheerful? Who is cheerful? Their descendants, right? What difficult word. So what is descendant?
Offspring.
Yeah, your offspring also a very difficult word. So which means their children, whose children?
Invisible people's children.
Or the dead people's children, right? Alright, so they will feel cheerful and merry, right? So if you say they are cheerful and merry, being cheerful and merry, cheerful and merry, which one is happier? They are cheerful and merry. Being cheerful and merry. Cheerful and merry, they feast with. Yeah, cheerful and merry, right? So sometimes when you try to make a sentence shorter, you can have your reader focus on the keywords you would like to highlight, all right? So that's a way you could also think about. All right, so we also answer all the questions here. Then we'll move on to some of the words we have learned so far. So from the very first paragraph to the paragraph we just finished, there are some of the words about the dead people, right? So besides using the word dead, what might be the words you could use? Someone who passed away, right? And what else? Do you still remember also two adjectives, which also start from deceased, right? And also departed, right? And besides using the word deceased or departed, there are also some phrases or some sentences you can use. For example, those people who pass away, or those people who sacrificed. Okay, sacrifice their life, for example, right? So there are some other ways you can think about when you want to describe those people. For example, you can use the adjective deceased, or departed, or dead, and also those who have moved on to the afterlife, all right? And how about the places where they go in the end of their life? Cemetery, and what else? Heaven. Perhaps you'll go to hell, right? So for a physical place, a real place, cemetery, and also the tower. Ocean. Right, so some people would choose to be burned into ashes and then under the tree, all right? But for those trees together, we call it a forest. That's a good answer. We have graves, right? And also cemeteries, and also the place where their family members are buried, for example, or graveyards, for example. So here are also some of the words you can use to think about the places those people are buried when they are dead. All right, so we'll move on to paragraph 4. So in paragraph 4, it talks about why those people celebrate death in Mexico. So also I'll give you 3 minutes. So please tell me the reason why they celebrate why they celebrate death in Mexico. We have one more minute. So think about which sentence tells you the reason why they celebrate death. Alright, so could you tell me what might be the reason for them to celebrate death? In the last sentence, right? So they are celebrating what? The cycle of life, right? So on the day, what can you see everywhere? Ghosts. I think there might be their what? Representations, right? So some colorful cartoon-like representations of the dead people, alright? And they will also make some skeleton or skull cookies, right? Like candies, to symbolize those dead people, right? And also they will dress up in skeleton costumes. So how do they see death itself? Huh? Yeah, so there might be an inevitable part, right? So what is inevitable? Yeah, something you cannot avoid, right? So when you cannot avoid it, so you should what? Welcome it or accept it, right? So do you think people here in Taiwan had a similar thoughts about this? Some, but not everyone. Oh, yeah. So here, the author tries to tell you the difference between most of the people, right, and also people in Mexico by using one way to tell the difference. How? Yeah, so some people would rather embrace it than ignore it, right? So would rather than. So when I said I would rather embrace it than ignore it, which means I will embrace it or ignore it. Embrace, right? So, what might be your idea? Do you think you will embrace your death? You'll celebrate. Now,
I want to die happily.
you would like to pass away happily?
I want to pass.
In what way?
It happened.
I don't know. So, but you can also think about this question yourself, alright? So now we'll move on to the last paragraph. Okay? So, in the end, I would like to read the very last few sentences here in this passage. And please tell me, what is the author's purpose? It's quite short. Yeah, perhaps just 30 seconds. So what might be the author's purpose of writing this passage about the Day of the Dead in Mexico? So which sentence? The last sentence. So if we cannot escape death, so which means if death is inevitable, why not celebrate it? So based on what you read here, do you think the author would like to escape death or accept it? Accept it, right? And also here we have two phrases here. One is living hosts. So what does living hosts mean here? Living hosts here means, yeah, those people who are still alive, right? And how about non-living guests? Those people who pass away, or those dead people, right? Those ghosts, right? And here in the middle it says, hopefully this tradition will never die out, since it helps people accept a fact of life that awaits us all. Die out. What does die out mean here? Huh? It will never appear or disappear. Disappear, right? So since this tradition will never disappear, since it helps people accept a factor of life. So since here is about the time or the reason. It helps people accept a fact. So since here is used more likely for time or for a reason. Yeah, just like because, right? Right. So because it helps people accept a fact of life that awaits us all. Alright? So, in the end, do you think the tradition here in Taiwan is similar to the one in Mexico? So what might be the differences?
We celebrate because we experience both, but they is happy to celebrate it.
Yeah, so for our Ghost Festival, we celebrate with the ghosts, right? But for them, they celebrate with their deceased family members or dead family members, alright? So I think we could stop here and let's continue.